So the last two seasons, September was like the big month for the team to make a big push. With the rosters only being expanded to 28 teams, how does that change your strategy and then Craig Council's strategy as well?
Yeah, we're probably going to have to do things a little bit differently. I don't think it's going to be quite as different as maybe from the outside it would perceive to be. So we will get an extra pitcher. We're going to be able to get up to 14 pitchers. We'll get an extra position player, so the rosters can get up to 28, and we can still bounce people back and forth from the minor leagues. So we can still probably be a little bit more aggressive with our pitching staff, probably be a little bit more aggressive with our substitutions. May not be quite to the levels that we were at the last couple of years, but I think we'll be able to do it enough to still play really good baseball in September.
Along the lines of rule changes, automated strike zone, what are your thoughts?
So the automated strike zone was tested this past winter in this league called the Arizona Fall League, which is kind of like a minor league, all-star league. I think it's coming. I don't know when, but it's being tested in the Arizona Fall League. It's going to be tested in some ballparks during spring training in Florida this year. It's going to be tested in a minor league, A-ball league in Florida during the season this year. So it may still be multiple years away, but we have the technology now to do it. The technology is very similar to those of you who watch tennis, all those line calls, those in-out calls, where they do the super slow-mo, they put it on the screen, and you can see that it's missed the line by a 1/16 of an inch. That's the same technology that we're using to try to get automated strike zone. It'll be different for us, it'll be different for players. We're so used to having the human element as part of that decision, and we know it's inconsistent from game to game. But I think it will be part of the game within the next, my guess would be within the next 5 years.
How about the DH for the NL?
So that I don't know. It's been a topic of discussion for about as long as I've been in the game. I grew up a National League baseball fan. I remain a National League baseball fan. I like the pitcher hitting. I don't like it when our guys get hurt hitting, but from a strategy perspective, from just a game intrigue perspective, I like the pitcher hitting, and so I would probably stay on that side of things.
David, thanks for joining us tonight. And two questions. One's non-baseball, one baseball. Let's start with non-baseball. So how do you like Milwaukee? And more importantly, how does your wife like Milwaukee? And what's your favorite things about living in Milwaukee, Wisconsin?
Yeah, great question. So we love Milwaukee and we love Wisconsin. So a story about my wife. My wife had never lived outside the state of Texas before she came here. My wife grew up in Houston, Texas. Went to college in Austin, Texas. Moved back to Houston after college. I met her while we were living in Houston. She had never owned a winter coat. Had never owned a pair of snow boots. So the first time we came up here, I had already gotten the job. She came up probably in October, and there had been some ice and snowfall, and so I told her, hey, bring your boots. She said, okay. So she brought her boots, but they were like stylish women's boots. They weren't snow boots. And so she gets out of the car and immediately just wipes out and falls. But we have both grown to love the community, love Wisconsin. We had so we subsequently got married, had a daughter. We have a 16-month-old daughter right now, and this is such a tremendous community in which to raise a family. I think that's what we've appreciated more than anything. We live on the upper east side of Milwaukee, and just everything we have that's so close to us and so easily accessible, and just the friendliness of our community makes it a wonderful place to raise a family and a wonderful place to live.
Well, we're really happy to have you. My baseball question is when you read the minor league system rankings, the Brewers don't fare all that well. Number one, should we even believe those? Number two, should we be concerned?
Yeah, fair question. So there have been a couple of national publications that have come out and ranked our system dead last over the last couple of weeks. We would beg to differ with that. I don't think we're in the top 10 anymore. For a long time we were. In fact, for a while we were number 1. But we're not dead last. I think we would see ourselves right in the middle of the pack. Now, how we got there, when we did have the number 1 farm system in baseball, we traded 4 of our top 8 prospects for Christian Yelich, and I wouldn't take that one back. And we've also graduated a whole lot of prospects. We're at the age where they would still be prospects, guys like Keston here, Brandon Woodruff, Corbin Burns, Freddie Peralta, guys who in a lot of systems would still be top 5, top 10 prospects in their system. They're now contributing at the major league level for us. So I think that the combination of that has created less depth in our system than perhaps we've had in the past, but we still think we've got a very quality pipeline of talent that's coming. Some of it is at our lower levels. It may take a year or 2 to emerge, but we're still very comfortable with the quality of our minor league system.
So last season you guys had one of the best catchers in regards to pitch framing in Yasmani Grandal. That's an area where he grades out very well, and he has for a long time. And even going back the year before that, you had Eric Kratz, who also graded out well in that stat. But the guy you're bringing in now to catch next year, Omar Narvaez, is someone who, at least by the publicly available metrics that we have, he's someone who is not graded out well in that category. So do you think that's something that with coaching he can improve, or is it as an organization you guys have kind of changed the way that you value pitch framing?
No, pitch framing is important. And so last year we had Yasmani Grandal, who's an elite pitch framer. The year before, Eric Kratz, elite pitch framer. This offseason we traded for Omar Narvaez, who, depending on what metric you're going to use, is somewhere between the 20th pitch framer out of 30 in baseball, or dead last in baseball in pitch framing. So we believe he can get better, and we believe that there are some very there are certain technical things that he can do behind the plate that if he can improve in that area will show meaningful results in the pitch framing department. Every player has some growth area, right? There Lester Mike Trout, maybe Christian Yelich, probably not a whole lot of perfect players out there. So we have to find players that we believe can grow in certain areas, and in this case, we believe Omar has the ability to improve substantially in pitch framing.